Happy Monday, people. There's a video that actually I ran into it probably about a week ago by accident. But somebody told me that I needed to go to a channel called, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Van Balian, Van Balian, Van Balen. I don't know. VAN. BALION, I think it is. Anyway, I'm gonna put the link to the video. I'm gonna pin it in the comments to this video that I'm talking about, so you can all watch it if you haven't seen it. I know a lot of my subscribers have, because I saw their comments. So we're 2,200 comments on that channel on this one video, and about 99.9 of them think Chrissy Poo is an idiot, with which I agree. And he gets stopped by a trooper, and of course he starts said he was traveling instead of driving. See, and that's the thing with these sovereign citizens. They think that verbiage is going to get them out of trouble. That's because they're stupid. It's because they're idiots. And as you see in this video, Chris is acting like anything but a Christian. And to me, he wants to rebel against everything. He gets stopped because he's not wearing a seatbelt, which is stupid. Totally stupid. I can't tell you the number of accidents that I investigated where there was hardly a scratch on the vehicle, but the person was killed. The reason was 99.9% of the time, and especially if you're in a rollover, which most of these were, if you're in a rollover accident and you're not wearing a seatbelt, you will die. Almost guaranteed. I remember I investigated one where it was this big, I just remember it was a big white SUV type vehicle. And it was kind of like on a rural, I don't remember, it was kind of like a mountain road. Well, anyway, he rolled it over. There wasn't even a scratch on the vehicle. Not even a scratch. I mean, it rolled over on its roof and came back up on its wheels. There was hardly a scratch. In fact, I don't think there was a scratch on the vehicle, because it had rolled in grass and soft ground, and there was absolutely it wasn't dented in. There's nothing, absolutely no damage to the vehicle whatsoever. But the guy was driving along, had the driver's side window down. He rolled it. He was ejected from the vehicle, and the vehicle rolled over the top of him and crushed him and killed him. Now, if he had been wearing a seatbelt, he probably wouldn't have got a scratch, or maybe at the very least a few bumps and bruises. And I've gone on other accidents like that where people died and there was hardly any damage to the vehicle. So you're stupid if you don't wear a seatbelt. Because there's a lot of people that I know for a fact would still be alive if they'd been wearing a seatbelt. So anyway, this isn't a PSA for that, but I can tell you, as an ex-cop, and having investigated a ton of accidents, people would still be alive today if they'd been wearing a seatbelt. Well, anyway, Chris gets stopped by this state trooper and ends up acting like an asshole. And I think that's a lot of it is these sovereign citizen types. They're just rebellious in nature. They're, most of them, very stupid because they do not understand the law, or they misinterpret the law. They're idiots. And that's what Chris is acting like in this. He's acting like just a total ass. For what? And then he's talking about the trooper wasting his time. Or he's arguing with him for a half an hour and could have been out of there in 5 minutes if he'd have kept his mouth shut. But that's one thing neither he nor Holly know how to do, is shut their damn mouth. They run it like a yapping hyena. Especially Holly. Her voice is like fingers on a chalkboard to me. I couldn't stand to be around her. You know, like a screech owl. Well, anyway, like I said, I'm going to try to remember to put the link to that video in, pin it in the comments. What I'd like to do is read you some of the comments that were on that video. Over 2,200 of them. And I saw a lot of them by my subs, which a lot of them were pretty good. So this might be a little entertaining for, in fact, somebody, it was Jacqueline, I think. Thank you for letting me know about this channel. She said, go and read the comments. I think it'll make your day. It did. I found it quite entertaining. All right, so now this comment was made by, you people know who it is. It's former landlady. She says, I personally know this person. He and his girlfriend majorly screwed me over. His sense of entitlement far surpasses what is seen in this video. Yeah, what have I told you? What do I keep telling you? And you people that keep supporting them are encouraging this. You're perpetuating it. Why? Why are you stupid? Why can't you see the forest for the trees? I mean, seriously. I swear, you people can't think. You people have no critical thinking skills. You're just stupid. Person responds, we all know exactly what these creeps are doing, and you were an angel to try and get their boys some help. I feel bad for what they did to you and your family. Another person responds, you did more than their families did for them, only to have them steal from you and abuse everything you did. They really are the lowest of the low. All right, so let's see that. It's nice to see that somebody else shares my opinion. The person says, remember when they moved into an abandoned brick house in Virginia, declared it theirs based on their own interpretation of adverse possession law, still in some states' law books. Yeah, it's funny. They should have been arrested for burglary because Chris kicked in the back door to get in the house. They should have been arrested. I don't know why in the hell they weren't arrested. Anyway, the landlady responds, I wasn't the first and won't be their last, but at least now I know what to look out for. God's lessons come hard sometimes. Another person responds, they lived there rent-free, sold stuff that was stored in the basement, and even had utilities turned on in someone else's name. Holly looked like Satan while the cops tried to speak kindly and explain to them that they were trespassing. They're con artists, plain and simple. Hopefully enough people will see what they're doing and eventually put a stop to it and get their child some help. Yes, you people that, I don't know why you don't have the brains or the reasoning power to understand that by contributing to them, you're not helping them. You're simply perpetuating the same problem over and over and over. They need to be held accountable. They really do. They need to take responsibility for their own lives. And you guys need to quit supporting them. You're not their mommy and daddy. The other person says, I'm sorry you have the displeasure of interacting with this person. I hope he never gets the chance to take advantage of you again. Well, I can guarantee he won't. All right, then we go on with the comments on this video. It says, the driver thinks he's such a badass because he refuses to wear a seatbelt. Yet he clicked it in place quickly enough before the trooper got to his window. Yeah, you chicken shit. If you're going to assert your rights, the guy's a two-faced dingbat. Then he tried that sovereign citizen nonsense on the trooper. So he's a coward and a moron. That's a good way to put it. Coward and a moron. The highway patrolman must have to take a training class on how to deal with idiots. The guy must have got high marks in that class to be so calm and not drag him out of that rattling rust bucket and straight to jail. That's what I would have done. Yeah, I don't know if he had done anything that would warrant taking him into custody, but I guarantee you, if that was me there stopping him, any little thing, I'd have dragged his ass off to jail. Any little reason. Because let me tell you something, people. A lot of people get tickets because they flunk the attitude test. I know there was many times that I stopped somebody and I had already planned that I was just going to give them a warning. But they started being a smart ass and flicking me crap. So I'm like, okay. You're going to get a ticket. Now, I didn't tell them that's why I gave it to them. Well, some I did. I said, I would just say something like, next time you might want to have a better attitude, you might not receive the ticket. But I guarantee you start flicking shit on an officer, you're going to get a ticket. Plain and simple. Ain't no question. I like this one. Well, excuse me. Well, those 3 years spent in the 5th grade did him no good. How did he get through life this long without his mom holding his hand while crossing the street? Still lives in his mom's basement? He really should be wearing a helmet all the time. Yep, and he should have the window rolled up so he can lick it. This person says, if I placed myself into some fringe ideology that holds law enforcement as the enemy, I would do things to keep myself out of their way, like having a real license plate, having a driver's license, and I would casually provide it at any request, wearing my seatbelt, and generally getting the cop away from me as soon as possible through friendly compliance. These people are just so underdeveloped. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are. All right. LMAO, the I'm not driving thing is so ridiculous. If you're just traveling, then why are you in a car, not on a freaking horse? Or a bicycle. Or skateboard or something. Next person said, if the douchebag simply acted like a non-mentally ill adult, he would have gotten a warning. Exactly what I said. And then been on their way. You guarantee yourself a ticket when you're an ass. Actually, I wrote that last part. And it's true. You guarantee, you start being a butthead, start acting like a turd, you're going to get a ticket. says, do they honestly think that they'll be any different to the others that have gone before them? What has to go wrong in your brain to think it'll work for you when it didn't for any others? It says, all this time and money wasted over a seatbelt. Say that again when your truck flips and you are ejected out the window. If you can. And when it happens, I hope Van shows us the video. Says the problem with not wearing a seatbelt, you become a projectile and can kill anyone else in your car or outside your car. I hate seatbelts, but I saw a video that threw the driver into the back seat. If that had been me, I would have crushed my child with my body. Scared me into always wearing my seatbelt. And that knocking is a rod knock, and the engine is about to die. Or somebody else said it was an actuator or whatever. Yeah, and that's the thing, people. And that's why people in the back seat need to wear seatbelts too, because if you have to slam the brakes or you bash into somebody or whatever, where it comes to just an abrupt stop like that, people in the back seat become projectiles and they're headed right toward you if you're driving or if you're in the passenger seat in front. Anything laying loose back there, it all becomes projectiles if you have to stop suddenly. This person says, I do love a good sovereign citizen video. It always provides some of the absolute dumbest people in our country arguing their version of state law to the people who actually enforce real state laws. I especially enjoy the window breaking ones the most, followed by a good arrest for something that always fails in court. I think they enjoy going to jail and having their cars hauled off. I think they're hoping for a lot of social media clicks for whatever reason. Please keep it up, dummies. It's great entertainment. This person says he doesn't consent to driving, then get your ass out of the driver's seat and get the bus. You can tell he was the trouble child at school who didn't like authority. He wants to be in control. Why does he have an ID if it's not needed? His word is worth a lot better than yours. Yeah, his word against mine. You think you're going to believe a scumbag? Especially if they're familiar with who you are. These two, Chris and Holly, are the biggest, in caps, biggest scammers on YouTube. They ran to Virginia because social services was on their tail, and now social services has found them in Virginia. It's just a matter of time before these two run again or get thrown in jail. Most likely the second. This person replies, they are running from CPS, but mostly running from adult responsibility. They are grifters and e-bag for what they got. I like this comment. It says, the funniest part was when he referred to himself as a man. That was hysterical. Damn right. This person says, a state trooper once told me that he'd never unbuckled a dead person at an accident. They all survived. Yeah, that hit home. I was a lot more careful about remembering to buckle up. Yeah, like I said. Did anyone else hear the banjo playing when the passenger appeared? Yeah. Squeal like a pig. All right, and the last one from that channel. All this wasted time and money. Because I'm dumb enough to turn a routine traffic stop into a shit show. Oh, there's a lot more good ones there. If you want to go there and read, if you want a good day's entertainment, go there and read the 2,200 comments on that. Oh, it's good. It's good, I'm telling you. All right, now I'm going to read. These comments are not from that website. These are either from this one forum that I was in or from my pages. This person says, I started watching them years ago. After 20 minutes, I said to my wife, are you kidding me? They were laughing at people who see through them and stuffing their faces at a restaurant when myself and my family were struggling. I asked my wife, why are people sending them money and gift cards? They are both capable of working. Chris actually admitted he just didn't want to work anymore, and if donations stopped, he'd rather be homeless than working. Why don't you just raise your hand and say, I'm lazy. I'm a good-for-nothing piece of shit. Huh? As he smoked cigarettes and drank expensive beer from Sub's money. I truly don't understand this. Only thing I can summarize is most donors are old seniors with no family who have nothing in life and have taken them under their wings, which gives them some purpose in life, like birthing a baby. But I see true causes going without. So CNH can sponge up these poor seniors' life savings as they laugh in the restaurant and hotels with big pools. As for Paper Lady and Terry from Iowa or Lazy Sage Ranch, no clue. Foolish people, like I said yesterday, they're fools. Foolish people with money thinking they are helping, but in reality they are destroying little Elion with their foolish, irresponsible behavior. See, that's what I don't understand. I don't know why you don't have the common sense and the foresight to understand cause and effect. To understand that what you're doing is not helping, it's hurting. You're rewarding this kind of behavior. You're rewarding laziness. You're rewarding I mean, I don't understand it. I just don't. I don't understand where your head is other than up your ass. Maybe you need to have surgery. Put a window in your stomach so you can still see while your head's up there. Because I just don't understand why people are so stupid that they would give these scammers anything. But see, Chris would go to work, let me tell you. The only reason he says he'd rather be homeless is because he wants you to feel sorry for Elion. That's the only reason he says stuff like that. And you people are too stupid to see through it, apparently. Well, I guarantee you, he's not going to starve. He likes feeding his face too much, so does Holly. Yeah, he's not going to be on the street homeless and without any money. No. No, but see, he'll say stuff like that because you're like, oh, we can't let that happen. Poor little Elion. No. I swear you people can't reason. I swear you have no thinking ability, no common sense. No rationality in your brain, whatever it is you're thinking that you're sending these scammers money. I don't understand it. I don't. Right, it talks about, I think it's talking about Lazy Sage Ranch or whatever, which I'm not really familiar with them, but they sound like idiots. If they're sending them all this money, they're stupid. That couple also pays for the vacations for them, too. They even offered to have them come visit and check the area out to settle there. They found out PDQ how not interested CNH are in working for a living when they arranged for jobs for them as well as rented a place for them for 3 months. See, that's right there, Lazy Sage, where you should have cut them off and seen what they were all about. Now, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you did. I hope you did. I hope you had the common sense to cut them off. Says Lazy Sage Ranch was told they do not want to be separated by jobs. Oh, give me a break. Frickin' scammers, lazy asses, they'll make any excuse they can to keep out of work. They not want to be separated by jobs, so Lazy Sage told them they could work together on most ranches. They were assured that it just wouldn't be a problem. Most people would jump at that chance. God, I'd love to work. I'd love to work on a ranch. That's something that's something I've always wanted to do. They didn't jump at that. I just don't understand it. Well, I do because they're freaking lazy. You have to work on a ranch. I mean, you actually have to work. Now, a lot of times it's not a 9-to-5 job. Sometimes it's sun up to sundown. There's no way that Chris is going to work all day, Holly either. Anyway, it says nothing ever came of the whole idea. Why are we not surprised? They don't plan on working ever. That tells you all you need to know about these lazy asses. Why would you support them after they turn down a free place to stay and both of them having jobs? Why would you still support them? Seriously. I mean, think it through logically, not emotionally. Get your emotions out of the way. I know you can get invested in something, then it's hard to break it off, but that right there, them refusing to go to work, why would you reward that? I don't understand why anybody would reward something like that. I don't understand it. All right, I had enough of these stupid asses that lazy asses today for one day. I can't read anymore. This is getting harder and harder to do, people. The more I get into this and the more I get to know these scumbags. And I didn't know that they had turned down jobs. They're disgusting. They're absolute pieces of shit. I don't care what anybody says. Their attitude. I wish people would develop some damn common sense. I really do. There's a lot of people whose thinking is just as warped as theirs is, or they wouldn't be supporting them. It's going to come back to bite you in the ass. I guarantee you.